daytime look and this look. For the daytime, I skipped the nose contouring, I skipped excessive highlighting, and I just used very soft, natural colors all over the entire face. During the video, you would be seeing me telling you things about skip this step is optional. So there are a lot of steps that are optional. You don't have to even do all these steps for your daytime look. You know, hope you guys enjoy. So first I'm gonna go in with the MAC Oil Control Face Primer because I have oily skin. And now I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty foundation in the shade 340. 2 pumps. When applying your foundation, I just really like to pat a lot, especially if I have any marks. The coverage on this is really good. I've heard such good reviews, especially for people who have oily skin. So far so good. I tested it out one day and I did not use a primer when I used it, so I felt like I didn't get extremely oily, but I did get a little bit of my usual oils throughout the day. So I'm hoping that with the primer today it's not as oily. So you don't really have to do this for a daytime look, but I am going to use the LA Girl Pro Conceal Orange Corrector. What this is going to do is help with my dark circles, which are really dark, as you can tell. Sometimes the concealer just isn't enough to give you that coverage. Even though you put on a lot of concealer, you still see that ashiness coming through. So using an orange corrector will help if you have medium to deep skin tone. The orange apricot sort of peachy color tone tends to help to correct or neutralize any ashiness or dark circles. La di da di da. Ooh, that is bright. Don't get scared. It's very normal to be afraid, but you know what? Trust the process. Trust the process. And I just usually just pat this in. And you are supposed to look weird like this at this point. Very weird. Some people have darkness around their lips or the corners of their mouth. Feel free to use the orange corrector anywhere that you have that darkness that you want to neutralize. Now I am going to use the Tarte Cosmetics Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Tan Sand. And I'm just going to apply loads of it. See how nice and bright that is? The coverage on this is amazing. It is definitely one of my favorite concealers. And then I don't like to put too much on the forehead and the nose and the chin. I like to just use the residual product that remains on from the under the eyes to just stretch the product out. Now we're going to use our sponge and blend. Do not rub, guys. Make sure that you pat. If you rub, you're going to lose your coverage. And remember, we want to highlight and brighten up the center of the face. So to set the conceal and highlight, I'm going to use the Sacha Cosmetics Buttercup powder. I think they have a light for lighter skin tones now. They call it the Buttercup Light. So if you're medium to deep skin tone, then use the Buttercup. If you are light to medium skin tone, then you want to use the Buttercup Light. And I'm just going to use the sponge and pat that baby in right on the concealed areas. So we just put that on the areas that we are highlighting. And I'm going to use some powder to contour today, no cream, because as you guys know, cream contouring is a little time consuming and we're trying to do a faster look today. So to contour, I am going to use the powder palette from Sacha Cosmetics, the darkest shade, which is called Perfect Bronze, and a Morphe 438 brush. And I'm just going to put it on the hollow part of the cheek. I'm doing it very harsh right now because it's all going to blend together soon. And I like to contour my chin and jawline, but focus a lot on my chin because wherever you want to take away or recede, that's where you want to contour. Now I'm going to go in with so we have the dark on the edges of the face, and we have the light on the center of the face. So to bring everything together, I'm going to use a shade that's in the middle of the two, like maybe this one. It's Perfect Tan, which sort of matches my skin tone. I'm just going to go in the center of the two to really just blend it all together. So we used a total of 3 powders. Now, with nothing on the brush, I'm going to dust off all the rest of the setting powder and really just mesh everything together and marry all these powders together. Next, we're going to do our brows using the Rimmel Brow This Way in the shade Dark Brown. It comes with a wax and a powder, so I'm just going to use the powder for now because this is more of a daytime look and we want to go a little faster. If you're using wax and brow gel, it's probably going to be a little more time consuming and you're going to get a more defined brow, as opposed to if you use powder, you're going to get a softer brow. So I'm just going to start right at the base of the brow, and then I'm going to dip a little more and go all the way down. Now, with less product on the brush, I'm coming back up the tail of the brow, and then I'm stopping, making sure that this invisible perimeter is respected. So I'm just going to go very, very lightly and keep my strokes very neat to make sure that I stay within a certain demarcation to keep the brow very neat. Now, with nothing on the brush, I'm just gonna sweep up just like this in the direction of the hair growth. And voila, a very neat, quick brow using powder. Next, I am going to use the same Tarte concealer that I used, the shade Tan Sand, on my conceal areas. I'm going to use that to clean up under the brow, just very lightly. Not only is it going to clean it up and make it a little more sharp, but it's also going to highlight the brow bone, which is an area that you really want to pop. Then, once I get that nice and clean, nice and sharp, I'm going to pull the product down on top of the eyelid, on the entire eyelid, and get that as our eye primer to prime the eyes. So for the daytime, my go-to is the Tarteist Pro palette. It's just like so warm and simple and easy to work with. So I'm just going to go in with the shade Innocent, and I'm just going to buff that into the crease. By the way, this is the duo-sided brush from Vera Mona that I'm using on the crease. La, 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 la. Next, I'm going to go in with a slightly deeper color, more that matches my skin tone. It's almost orangey. It's called Whimsy. And I'm going to go in the same area but slightly lower and slightly closer to the actual fold of the crease. So it just builds a little more intensity. See the difference? And I'm going to do the same on the other eye. And then, using the same brush, I'm going to go in even lower with the medium brown color called Edgy. So what this does, the light into the medium into the darkest shade creates a nice gradient of color. So it's intense, but yet it's soft. For the lid, I'm going to go in with Ethereal, which is a nice shimmery foil gold. Look at that. Ooh. And this brush is a flat shader brush, so it just works really well to cover the entire lid in a very time efficient manner if you're going to work. By the way, my go-to look for work is no eyeshadow. It's so strange. Like, I do the brow and then I do the brow cleanup and I go straight in with eyeliner and mascara, and I go to work and people are like, oh my god, I love your eyeshadow, it looks so good. And I'm like, yeah, it's concealer and powder and, you know. So yeah, that's also an option. Next, I'm gonna go in with this light off-white color called Classic from the Tarteist Pro palette. And it's matte, so I'm just gonna put that under the brow very, very lightly using the flat side of the Veramuna brush. The thing about it is you don't want to be too shimmery during the daytime, so I like to use matte colors up here during the day, and then at night I'll put a little more shimmer. Next, I'm going to use the Max Factor Masterpiece High Precision Liquid Eyeliner, but I'm going to use brown. So that's a really versatile, cute, still effective option for daytime makeup instead of going all the way with an intense dramatic black eyeliner. So I'm going to start on the inner corner and just gently sweep over the lid. The good thing about this is that if you hold it one way, you get a fatter line, and then you can just turn it to this side and then you get a much thinner line. So it makes life really easy. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love a heavy wing, so you don't have to do a wing as intense as I'm doing right now, but it's up to you. I am drama for your mama. Next, I'm going to use the same palette, the darkest brown, and I'm going to smoke out the underneath of my eye, just the lower lash line, using a back and forth motion. And this brush is a Makeup Forever smudger brush. Unfortunately, I don't have the number. Ah, yes, 212. This is what it looks like up close. So it's really small, fits right snug under the lower lashes. And I really like it because it gives a nice smudgy blended line rather than a liner brush, which gives you like a line. But I think it's nice to look a little more natural and smoky on the underneath there, so it's just nice and soft. Next, I'm going in with the Max Factor False Lash Epic. Ooh, did you guys hear that sound? Listen. Nice. The things that get me laughing. So we're going to put this on the upper lashes as well as the lower lashes. A lot of people tend to make the mistake of just doing the underneath of the lower lashes like this motion, but you actually want to go from the top and get the top as well. That way any eyeshadow or powder or anything that are on the lashes don't show. Then you want to do your lower lashes. Don't stick yourself in the eye. I mean, you could, but it's not recommended. Next, I'm going to use this beautiful blush palette from Sacha Cosmetics and an angled blush brush. I'm just going to softly go over my contouring upward, and then I'm going to smile and pack it on the apples of my cheeks. Same thing on the other side, over my contour slightly upwards and smile on the apple of my cheeks. Just want to put a little extra. And for the lips, I'm going to use Huda Beauty Spice Girl. It's going to be dark on a lot of lighter to medium skin tones, but for my skin tone and more medium to deeper skin tone, it's like a rich nude. There we go. All done. So this is the daytime look. I'm usually like popping with highlights and contour and stuff at night. So now I'm going to show you guys how to take this and transform it to super glam. The first thing that I'm going to do to transform the day into night is eyeliner. So we have brown eyeliner on right now. I'm going to change that using the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner, and I'm going to intensify my brown eyeliner into black. So I'm just going to go over. And what I can do as well is thicken it up a little bit and really extend the wing, because we want some drama for your mama. So you see how much more intense that wing is? We're going to do the same on this side. Now I'm going to add some Stila Cosmetics glitter, because what is a nighttime look without glitter? So I'm going in with a much smaller brush than the applicator that comes with the glitter liner from Stila. The reason for that is because I want a little more precision in terms of where I'm applying. So I want to get this on the entire lid, right where I had the gold from before. So I'm just going to be really careful that I don't go over the eyeliner. And I'm going to keep my head tilted back, so that when I open my eyes, it doesn't crease or smudge. That's really important with glitter, guys, to make sure that if it's wet, that you aren't doing anything to smudge it before it dries. It's really important. And if you get any glitter on your liner, which I just did, just go back in with your liquid eyeliner and remove it. It's as simple as that. So to really intensify the smokiness of the eyes, I am going to take some black eyeshadow. So earlier I used brown, now I'm going to take black and really get in there and smoke the heck out of these eyes. A little heavier on the outer and then a little lighter and blended in as you go into the inner lash line. Ooh, now we're all sultry. La la la. Fierce! Now I'm gonna go in with brown and go slightly under that line there. So that just helps to create a little more intensity and softness. Ooh. And then I'm going to use some pink, believe it or not. But it's not going to show like super pink, just a little bit, just to help soften that brown. I know, it looks weird, but it just softens. It sounds weird, but it just softens the look. Now we're going to put some lashes. So for today's glam look, I am going to use Lilly lashes. This is called Janice. It's bandless. This is the first time that I'm working with bandless, so it's essentially it just has an invisible band, but there's still a band. So this is what it looks like, and let's do this. The key to doing lashes for yourself is to keep your eyes open. I've learned that the hard way. So you just want to go high up, angle the lashes down, and place center to center, and then let go. When you let go, then you can go in and connect the outer and the inner, just like that. So all of a sudden, we're ready for the nighttime. Look at the difference, oh my God. And you really just want to pat or press using the back of the tweezer, just to make sure that it's stuck firmly onto the upper lash line. I'm liking these, guys. Next, I'm going to highlight not only my cheeks and my nose and stuff, but I'm going to also use the highlighter on the brow bone. So this is the Makeup Forever Luminizer Pro Light Fusion and the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day. So I'm going to just spritz. Now, we're getting there, guys. We are getting there. The majority of the product on the bone, and then any extra product, just stretch it down to the blush, stretch it up to the temples, and voila. Now I'm just going to use a much smaller brush and get into the brow highlight to get that to pop. Now I'm going to contour the nose. Before I highlight the center, I like to contour the nose before, just to get a little more intensity and sharpness on the nose. I'm going to use the same powder that I did my cheek contouring, and one of these toothbrush looking brushes. And I'm just going to start at the center and just get that all the way down. And same thing here. And if you have a really long nose like me, you want to close it off on the tip and break it. It's like I've contoured so many noses in my life, and my nose is the most difficult nose I've ever had to contour. So now I'm just going to highlight just the center of the bridge. Just like that, not too much. Because in a case like mine, less is more. Cupid's bow. Gotta get that nighttime look with the Cupid's bow. You just get much poutier lips. Now we're just gonna intensify the blush. Yeah, you gotta intensify the blush. Ooh, rosy, rosy. So this is the Sacha Cosmetics Bite to My Lips. And I'm gonna put it over the last color that I had. Just like that, I went from office girl to party girl. Do you guys like?